Hey again. This is part of the summer series. We did camp ideas, language game ideas, and this is math game ideas. So some of my math game ideas. For older kids, I would say ages 1st through 5th grade, Yahtzee is a ton of fun, especially if they're learning how to do basic addition and starting to do multiplication. Yahtzee is great for that. It's a dice, it's 5 die, and you have to add them together and create like flushes and straights and 4 of a kind and 3 of a kind. It's kind of like poker, but with dice, and it's just great for them adding and multiplying. Backgammon's also another good game for spatial reasoning and counting and just sort of number awareness. Cribbage is another kind of more advanced game, I would say. Kids probably 4th grade and up can play cribbage, maybe younger, depending upon the student. Go Fish is a great game for just starting to number recognition. So any child, it's fun for all kids, but I would say especially like TKK 1st grade, if they're still trying to get their numbers under their belt, that's a great game. Go to the Dump is similar to Go Fish, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to make a 10. So for instance, you have a dump, you have the cards in the dump, like the pond for the fish, and you have your 5 cards, and let's pretend I have a 3. I need a 7 to make a 10. So I ask the person I'm playing against, do you have a 7? If they don't have a set, if they don't have a 7, if they do have a 7, they give me their 7, and that makes a 10. So that becomes a pair for me. A little twosome group that goes over to the side, and then those are my cards. If they don't have the 7, they say go to the dump. I go to the dump, take out a card. If I get the 7, wow, it's my lucky day. I get that. I get to ask again. If I don't get a 7, then I just hold on to that card until my next turn, and you just keep going until all of the cards are gone. For the what I usually do is I usually take either the face cards out, the Jack, Queen, and King. I either take those out all together, or sometimes I'll make the Jack a 0, and I'll just tell the child the Jacks are all 0s, and then the Ace is 1. But take out the Kings and the Queens for sure, because that's just too many 0s if you do that. If all face cards are a 0, it's a lot of 0s. But if you just have the Jacks being there a 0, it usually works out pretty well. That's a super fun game. Then there's mystery number game. You can take like a number line, or you could take like 100 chart. If you've ever seen one of those, that's, numbers 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, so on, like a little worksheet. And what you can do is you guess a number. So you, in your brain, you have, let's pretend you choose the number 45. And then you start giving clues to your child. And my favorite thing to do is to put it in like one of those plastic sleeves, so they can use a dry erase marker and write on it and then erase it. So like if it's 45, your first clue could be, my number is over the number 30. So they know that they have to cross out everything under 30. And then you could say something like, my number is smaller than or less than, and using academic language, less than, greater than. My number's less than 60. So now they know it has to be between 40 or 30 and 60. Excuse me. Then your next clue could be, my number has a 5 in the ones column. So now they're hearing about ones column and tens column. Then you could say, if you add the 2 digits up, so I think I said my number was 45, you get 9. So what would, because 4 plus 5 is 9. So what's my number? And then they have to try to figure out the number. And you could give all different clues. You could say it's an odd number, it's an even number, if you count by 5s, you'd hit it. If you count by 4s, you hit it. Wherever your child is in their understanding of math, you can alter the hints you give. So it's kind of fun. Or if it's a younger child, just stick to, 0 to 10 at the beginning. Keep it really simple. Don't go all the way to 100. That's a fun game. There's another online game called NerdleGame.com. It's kind of like Wordle, but it's got numbers, so it's kind of fun. And then any kind of puzzles, even just picture puzzles. They're good for spatial reasoning, and a lot of kids don't have puzzles around anymore. So it's kind of a fun thing for them to get an opportunity to do. And it's a nice, if you're doing like a big puzzle that you do as a family, it's just a nice chance to sit around together and look for puzzle pieces. And I think you'll find that you start chatting about things that you didn't even realize you were going to chat about, right? And it's a nice opportunity to have a conversation without actually like looking at each other a lot. And I think you'll find, especially as your child gets older, they'll share more with you if they're not actually like looking at you straight in the eye. It's a little intimidating for them when they're looking right at your face, but if they're looking down at puzzle pieces, they might start to share more stuff than they would otherwise. So just a fun thing to consider. And you can, for me in my house, a lot of times we'll just have, part of our dining room table is just covered with the puzzle, and it's just kind of fun. All right. I hope this gives you some ideas of some fun things. And again, I'm sure there are a zillion more things out there that you know about and can do with your family, because it's kind of nice to, you'll also get a sense of like where your child is with their understanding of math. And that will hopefully help you be able to support them more when the next school year starts and they have their homework. So anyway, that's all. Thank you.